Hey guys and gals, this is Sonic Arrow, and I've got the IS-3 Russian Tier VIII heavy tank right here. This is the more mobile line of Russian heavy tanks. The alternative to this is the KV-4, which is much more heavily armored and much slower. So let's take a look at some statistics. It's got 1,500 hit points. It weighs 49.8 tons. It has a 700 horsepower engine, which means it's got some pretty good acceleration. 38 kilometers per hour speed limit, and it does reach that on flat ground. Pretty nice. 30 degrees of track traverse and 26 degrees of turret traverse. So it's much better than its German counterparts. It has a 350 meter view range and a 730 meter signal range. Now that is 50 meters less than a Tiger II. And when I get into the gun, you'll see why this doesn't really matter. Hull armor, oh, what's this? Specials, yes. Hull armor, 110 on the front, 90 on the side, 60 on the back. 220 turret armor on the front and 110 on the side and the back. Now you might think that the hull armor isn't that great. 110 millimeters is nothing to be concerned with, unless it's in this design right here, a pike nose design, which means that your tank, if you're facing straight on, the armor on the hull is automatically angled. And that means 110 hull armor is good enough. You'll actually get quite a few bounces on the front of this tank. Now most people have realized this, and they don't shoot here if you're completely straight on. They will shoot right here where my mouse is. This is the apex right here of the lower plate. And it is not angled. It does not have its own pike design on the bottom. And as with most lower plates of tanks, this is a major weak point. However, the IS-3 is a very low profile tank, which means that if you drive up to some rubble, you can hide the lower plate while still presenting your superior pike nose armor on the hull and your 220 millimeters of armor on the turret. And that makes you a very good defensive tank if you need to be. However, with the speed of this tank, you are going to need to it's basically a brawling tank. You're going to be in the cities, going through and popping out, shooting people in the side. The BL9 right here, Tier 9 tank, not Tier 9 tank, Tier 9 cannon, with its 225 millimeters of penetration and 390 damage, is very capable of penetrating frontal armor on Tier 8s and some Tier 9s. Obviously, a Tier 10 tank, you're going to have to take some side shots in. The BL9 has a 4.51 round per minute rate of fire, and with my configuration, that's about 11 to 12 seconds of reload. It has a 0.4 accuracy and a 3.4 second aiming time. Now that is a very bad aiming time, which is why this tank is suited for brawling. Now to compensate for the 3.4 seconds of aiming time, I've got a vertical stabilizer and also an enhanced gun length drive, and that's just to keep the reticle small and let it aim a little bit faster. Obviously I've got a large caliber tank gun rammer, so that keeps the reload time low as well. Alright, so I should warn you, angling your tank like you do with most other tanks, bad idea, because if you angle it, let's say like in this kind of an angle, you are effectively negating the angle, the automatic angle of your front hull armor. Which means that when you come around a corner, that's when people will most likely be damaging you, because you're presenting basically 110 millimeters of armor right here, and they just shoot straight into here and they damage modules, kill your driver, or just plain hurt you. Now driving around, you do have a little bit of track traverse, 30 degrees of track traverse, so you can wiggle around like when you're reloading and there's a tank in front of you and you can't hide behind another building. You can wiggle your tank around, your entire tank, and they'll have a harder time shooting your weak spot right here. Don't just sit out and just wait for a reload and don't move at all, because they can pick their shots. They can shoot at your commander's hatch, they can aim here, they can track you, other people can be shooting you, artillery even, and that's, you should be doing that in every tank. I've loaded 25 armor-piercing rounds in 3 HE. No premiums just yet. I haven't really needed to use any. As long as you know where to shoot, weak points for example, you don't really need the armor-piercing rounds. Now, if you do use it, it does get 265 millimeters of penetration. So that's pretty good against your 10s, I guess. Let's see, it costs 4,800 credits per premium round, or 12 gold. And that's something I don't want to really use. Alright, so in comparison with the Tiger II, the IS-3, we'll just check this out, is actually a lot lower. The IS-3 is maybe coming up to here. So I will warn you, if you think that you can just drive up and turn up to an enemy vehicle, make sure that it is another IS-3 or another IS series tank, because if it was a Tiger II or a T-34, T-32 American tanks or whatever, their guns are about here, which means if you drive up right next to them, all they have to do is aim their gun a little bit lower and they'll be shooting you into the top of the turret, and that has no armor at all. So it's not a good idea to turret up on people unless maybe tank destroyers, but they generally have more penetration than the heavy tank or medium tank counterparts. So 220 may give you a chance to bounce, but it's not guaranteed. And obviously a tank destroyer, you should be flanking them anyway. Alright, so I've trained my crew in repair, or, well, they're not fully trained yet, but it is nice to have repair on all your tanks. It is pretty much what I use for my first skill. Repairs is very good. You don't have to waste a repair kit on your tracks most of the time. I mean, if you've been tracked and there's like 3 tanks ready to shoot you, pop a repair kit and get out of there. If there's no way you can get out of there, don't waste a repair kit. You'll probably die or burn, like be really low health, and it wouldn't really matter. Anyways, let's take a look at a couple of replays. Alright, so here we are on Ensk. This is a standard battle, and I've got a platoon mate driving around in a Lion. I have been having a lot of replays with platoon mates, and that's because I've joined a clan and that's all they want to do. They just want to platoon up and go. So not having a lot of time to play the game anymore, I'm forced to be using these kinds of replays to show you. But I'm still trying to get into the spirit of teamwork with a platoon, and I'm not very good at it just yet. So here I am I know he's fired, which means that I can peek over there and take a shot in without getting hit. And he's just fired again. So, there we go. I guess there was a bit of teamwork here. Although I am basically waiting for him. Right, so that shot right there on the M103, it was not a guaranteed penetration. I got lucky right there to penetrate that lower plate because of how smoothly angled that thing is. Now I know that the M103 is looking at me, so I'm not gonna peek out and let him shoot. Right there, you see, he's just waiting for me to peek out. Oh, but just fired. So I'm gonna go over there. He knows what he's doing. Oop. And right there, I got a bounce. My shot bounced, and I should have been aiming at his commander's hatch, but I kind of forgot about that at this point. So our team is holding up pretty well. We've got 2 heavy tanks, a B1, that are preventing them from flanking us, which is a good thing. However, they are moving out at the moment. Yeah, good. Looks like they're gonna be doing the flanking. This was a pretty awesome team. The mediums over there. Oh, I got shot. That's okay. What I was saying was the mediums over on the east side pushed through fairly easily. Not too much trouble. That was the machine gun port on the Tiger II, a weak point that should be exploited without mercy. Because that front plate on a Tiger II is pretty good. It's got pretty good armor. Alright. Those guys have been taken out. KV-3 over there. Not looking too good right now. Especially with his side armor towards me. And now I'm not too worried about a KV-3's gun penetrating me. It looks like he's running on with the 107. But even with the 122 at 175 penetration, it would have a pretty hard time penetrating front armor on an IS-3. So all that's left is a KV-5 over there and 1 artillery. So you see right here the speed, it is kind of fluctuating, but it's like 35, 36, 37. Panther just fired. Well, I don't know what he's doing, but I don't want him to, I guess he wouldn't die. But he was driving behind a house. So, I'll just, place a shot on the back of KV-5. Easiest place to shoot him. And I'm gonna see if I can't locate that S-51. There's no possible reason why we would lose against 1 artillery, especially when we have so many tanks. But I guess we don't need to have a super long game, so the team are capped. Oh well. Didn't find the artillery. And let's take a look at some statistics. 1,114 experience with a class 1 mastery badge. I got 3 kills, I'm on 75% health. And let's see, I made 30,000 credits on premium, 16,000 on a non-premium account. 9 shots, 9 of them hit, 8 of them penetrated. I did a total of 2,800 damage. And I did some 172 spawning damage, so, not that great, but whatever, heavy tank, right? And of course, on a premium account, I actually got 1,671 experience with 82 free experience. So not too bad. Alright, on to the next replay. Here we are on Runeberg. This is an encounter battle. So in this replay, I'm going to show you what the IS should be played like as a fast attacking tank, which can brawl in certain instances. Or, well, it can brawl in a lot of instances, but the speed of this tank is what you're going to see in this replay. Okay, so as an IS-3, I'm going to be moving into the city, town, and we're just going to go from there, is what I plan. Alright, so there's a Type 59 that just showed up. I'm watching him on the minimap. Let's see, it looks like he's going to go around all the way through the back. Yeah, look, there he goes. He's probably going to go for our artillery. So here we are. I'm waiting for him. I'm aiming a little bit ahead. Gives me enough time to see him and then shoot him. And there we go. So here we are. I'm going to be chasing after him now. It's a little bit of a gamble, but I kind of like to protect the artillery. Looks like the IS has the same kind of idea, and also the Ferdinand. So here we go. Get the final shot in. And I'm going to keep on moving just in case the enemy artillery has zeroed in on this spot, and you know, like when he was trying to aim for our artillery or something, he'll be aimed in on this spot already. So my friend over here, he's been telling me that he's going to need a little bit of help with the KV-5. And that's where I'm headed. I can pop around the entire battlefield without too much trouble. Alright, here comes the KV. Well, here I come. I go against the KV-5, and it looks like he's already got company. So, 402 damage, and take him out in one shot. Alright, so T-29 over there. Not going to be too much of a problem. And you can see our team has already trounced most of their team. Now I could have sat there and taken a hit, but let's not take the chance. Okay, so he's moving a bit, but I do get a shot in on him. There we go. And now I'm gonna go and deal with whoever is on the captured point. T-34. I rushed the shot because he was gonna get out of my. He was gonna get out of sight before I could aim in properly. But watch this. Here comes a T-29. I actually stopped this time. Take some good aim, and then move forward. The IS-3 is not a sniper tank, but at this range, this is a medium kind of range, I guess. I was considering to outflank the T-34 on the other side, but I realized there's two tanks that are actually flanking our guys right here. So instead of going for the T-34, I'm going to go for these two and prevent them from taking out our guys that are flanking a T-34. Just making sure that they're okay. There's the IS. Blam! Right into the lower plate. It doesn't look like... I think it's called overmatching on the gun. I have a huge... Alright, well, IS is taken out. And the T-34 manages to take out that guy, so I'm gonna aim at him. But I missed my chance, but that's okay. There's an SU-122-44, and I'm going to go out and meet him. And I realized, look, there's an artillery. I need to take him out first because the artillery is the one that will probably be the one damaging me. 175 penetration on the SU-122-44, the premium Tier 7 Russian tank destroyer. I've rushed the shot a little bit, and here we go. I'm covering my entire lower plate, or the entire bottom of my tank, entire hull. And there we go. We win. I got 6 kills, and let's take a look at the statistics. 1,150 experience with a top gun. Let's see, 6 kills. I've never been shot once, didn't take any damage at all. 12 shots fired, 11 of them hit, 10 of them penetrated. I made 36,000 credits on a premium account, 20,000 on a non-premium account. 270 spotting damage. And well, I got 1725 experience on a premium account, so there you go. Not bad. This is a pretty fun tank to play. I really like the speed of this thing, and I think that's mostly because I've gotten used to German medium tanks, which are not as mobile as other nations' medium tanks. However, this is not a sniping tank, I have to remind you. Do not snipe in an IS-3. You are meant for brawling. And you gotta use that pike nose to your advantage. Obviously, not too many people were interested in shooting me in the most recent replay. But that's okay. When you're not being shot at, it's great. It doesn't matter what armor you have. You're not being shot at. Alright, so thanks for watching. Please press that like button and leave some comments. I'll see you in future videos.